not just in one place, but all across the globe, and not just one type of extreme weather, like just heat waves, just fires, or just floods. We're seeing everything happen almost simultaneously across the globe.
Well, as we mentioned, fires are burning in the West. The smoke has impacted air quality across the country. Explain more about how heat waves and droughts are impacting fires and what we can expect in the years to come.
So in just about every case this season, when we've seen a heat wave, it's been followed by bad wildfires. We saw that in British Columbia, right? That Pacific Northwest heat wave that even in today's warmer climate is a 1 in 1,000 year event. And before global warming, it would have been a 1 in 150,000 year event, to give you an idea. Well, right after that, remember the town of Lytton, I think it was called, in Canada, had high temperatures that broke records 3 days in a row. And then on the fourth day, they had a fire that was so big that 90% of the town burned. So anytime we see these these heat waves, we tend to see these elevated fires, these more intense fires. That's what's happening across the Mediterranean right now, where places like Greece, Italy, Sardinia, Turkey especially, we have hundreds of thousands of acres that are burning, and at the same time, we have record-breaking high temperatures. In Greece, we are very close to an all-time record high for the country. And so when you see these heat waves get more intense, and that's the case with climate change, they're becoming a lot more intense. That heat wave in the Pacific Northwest defied logic even for meteorologists and climate scientists who expected this to happen. You tend to see these horrible fires. We're seeing it in British Columbia, and that smoke is making its way across the United States, especially when the wind blows in that direction, and we're seeing it all across Siberia right now.
Jeff, some of these dry areas, and particularly here in the west of the U.S., have experienced flooding as well. Can you explain how this is happening?
Yeah, so a warmer atmosphere, so climate change tends to intensify the water cycle. So we're seeing this drought in the West, which is the worst we've seen in generations, if not thousands of years across the West. And it's because when you warm the atmosphere, it extracts more moisture from the ground. It evaporates more moisture from the ground. At the same standpoint, when you tend to have weather systems that kind of bring together or congregate moisture, there is just simply more moisture available in the atmosphere. Because remember, more of that moisture evaporated from the soil, right? So you tend to have heavier downpours. So now we have a monsoon. Last year we had a non-soon. There was barely any rain in last year's monsoon in the desert southwest of the United States. This year it's one of the worst I've ever seen. And so now you have all these burn scars across the West. You have very dry ground, and then all of a sudden all this heavy rain all comes at once, not spread out over time, and it's causing this massive flooding. So in Colorado we saw I-70 close because of a huge landslide. And it is causing all kinds of flooding problems across the West right now.
That's really interesting, Jeff, the way that you described it. As burn scars on the earth, that's contributing to flooding. Some of the worst have been in Europe. Tell us what's causing this.
So in the case of Europe, we had a stalled out storm, which may be coming jet stream at certain times of the year, causing it to slow down. When that happens, systems tend to break off and become unstable, and they can cause and now remember, I told you that the warmer the atmosphere, the moisture if you will, of the latest on climate change. It comes out on Monday, and we're going to have it for you right here on CBS7.
Sight all too familiar in Greece in recent days, a large wildfire spewing black smoke just outside of Athens on Tuesday as helicopters circling above work to douse the flames, work to douse the flames, work to douse the flames, work to douse the flames.